Buff Nation!
Let's go.
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Primetime. We are presented by Illegal Pete's. Check out any of their 10 Colorado locations for happy hour, 36 p.m. every single day. Jake and RK here on this gloomy, ugly day, man.
Crazy. All I'm thinking about is golf courses are going to be nice and green when the sun comes back.
There you go.
Also, like I said yesterday, suns are scared to show their face in Denver right now.
Yep. Good omen for tonight, hopefully. We've got some interesting stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about the latest athletic article.
The chat is
later on. Yeah, you guys are going off already.
Also, if you're in there, hit us with a thumbs up. We got more comments than thumbs up. How is that possible?
It's crazy. We're going to talk about Travis Hunter. We got some recruiting updates, but we start today. Montana Lemonious-Craig. Alyssa, I'm sorry I didn't tell you before the show, but I sent you a tweet on Slack. There's a video that came out on Shedeur Sanders' YouTube page, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago. Shedeur's, getting his hair done, but Montana's there chilling.
Yep.
And it's graduation today, so congratulations to all those out there, first off.
Huge congratulations to all the graduates. Special shout out to Allie's little brother, Nick Monroy, who is graduating today. Also, that reminds me, there's been some confusion. And I understand the confusion because Allie has produced this show before.
Yes.
And Allie seems like it would be an understandable shortening of Alyssa.
Uh-huh.
But Allie and Alyssa, two very different people.
Yes.
Alyssa, the full-time producer of this show.
Uh-huh.
Allie, the VP of operations here at ALLCITY. And also Alyssa is the head of production at DNVR. So Alyssa, Allie, two different people.
Glad you cleared that up. For
but also
reasons.
Congratulations to Allie's little brother Nick for graduating today.
And congratulations to Montana Lemonious-Craig, who is back in Boulder, graduated today. I don't know if that means he could be committing soon, but if you want to show the clip, Alyssa, reunion?
So like when you decide what school you're going to, you know it's still a chance to come back. For real? That don't sound too bad, man. That don't sound too bad. But So like when you decide what school you're going to, you know it's still a chance to come back.
That's good, Alyssa.
For real? That don't sound too bad, man.
Don't sound too bad.
Man, if that doesn't feel like a setting up of what's to come, I don't know what would.
Yeah, he also, it's longer in the actual video on YouTube. They talked for about 3 minutes. He also said a few weeks is when he wants to make his decision. He's not really in a rush. He's relying on Shedeur, Bucky, the friends that he made at Colorado when Coach Prime got there to kind of help him through this decision. But the door is open, it seems.
Yes. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. It's like, to me, I've always been pretty good at moving on after breakups. It's just like a switch for me.
Yeah.
Like, all right, it's over, move on. Time for something new. And that's kind of where I'm at here. But it's hard to just ignore the fact that Montana and Shedeur really clicked, and he had a big game in the spring game, even though it was definitely inflated by a blown coverage. And Montana is a good player. I think he was ranked, the number 2 player in the transfer portal once he entered. So I'm like, I've already moved on. I've already let go. But I certainly wouldn't be mad if he came back.
Right.
So it's a weird place to be.
Yeah, we obviously saw what he's capable of doing on the field, but
and he's the big thing for me is I already know he's clutch.
Right.
Makes big plays in big moments.
Yep. He's done it for years.
Yep.
But do you think that how the rest of his teammates who have been at Colorado were kind of dismissed, does that factor in maybe to his decision?
Not after seeing that clip. I don't think he's thinking about that at all.
Yeah.
When I see that clip, and again, I'm reading between the lines a lot here, which is kind of what you have to do in a show that's in the off season where it's mostly speculation. I got the feeling that he has tested the waters around and not exactly loved what he's seen.
He went to Auburn, which was one of, if not his best offer. Yes.
Yes.
So
The vibes didn't feel right, or it didn't look as exciting as maybe he thought it would, or maybe the NIL money hasn't exactly cropped up the way that he thought that would. Something isn't...
maybe the depth chart.
Yeah, something isn't popping off the page to him. And I saw Lauren say, like, take feelings out of it. He's wide receiver 4 or 5. I don't really necessarily know about that. I don't know how this wide receiver room is going to shake out. To me, he's certainly more cut out for the X than a lot of the guys that they've brought in. Not all of them,
right,
but a lot of them. So the X wide receiver competition is going to be less crowded than the rest of the wide receiver competition. You know, I think Xavier Weaver probably factors in as an X. I don't know how to feel about is it Jalen Ellis out of Baylor?
Yes.
Is he really 6'3"? If so, then he probably factors into that, but he's also more of a deep threat. So wide receiver 4 or 5 is playing on this team, even if that's the case.
Oh, yeah.
The big thing I keep coming back to is just the relationship with Shedeur.
Yes.
Like, that matters to me. That counts for something to me almost unconditionally. Like, if you told me, like, there's a spot on the roster and one of Shedeur's best friends is available, take away all the names. I'm saying, like, yeah, bring him in.
A few things. People keep on bringing up the talent that's coming in, but I feel like you guys are maybe overlooking the chemistry that Montana and Shedeur built.
That's what I'm talking about here.
Yeah. Like, that matters a lot. That's why we thought Shane Hooks might be coming.
Yep.
Because that's like an easy just plug and play. They've already played together. They already kind of know where each other is, they're thinking, where Shane's going to be on the field. And I'm sure it's probably the same degree, maybe not as much as Shane Hooks, but with Montana, just that familiarity. And also the point on wide receiver 4 and 5, that turns into wide receiver 3 and 4 really quick because your best receiver plays both ways.
Yeah. And again, people are kind of saying, like Gerald says, why is this guy so special? I don't get it. No one here is saying he is. Like, he's a solid player, which is what we've said all along about Montana. His stats did not blow us away last year. He's just a good player.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying we need him back. We should lay out the red carpet.
Yeah.
You know, call up the collective and see what we can do. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying if my options are you can have him or you can not have him and I just get to pick, I'm definitely picking have him. But I'm not going to be upset if he ends up going to Auburn.
For sure. Or anywhere else for that matter.
I think like I'm taking a very clear whatever stance on this.
No, you are. Also, I mean, we're counting on, the 2 4-star freshmen. Go ahead.
And let me add this. If Coach Prime says, hell no, you don't get to enter the transfer portal and come back here.
There it is.
I'm on board.
Yep.
But I felt like Shedeur was kind of...
You gave him the side eye there.
Well, I just felt like he was kind of telling him, like, that's actually not what's happening here.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to come back, there's a spot for you. Now, I don't know if Shedeur has the power to say that or if he's consulted Coach Prime before saying something like that. But, yeah, all of that stands. If they don't want him, if they don't want to open that door of, like, if you're good, you can enter the portal and then come back, I totally understand. But if they say, hey, look, we've got a spot for a wide receiver and, it hasn't been as fruitful out on the trail as you thought it would be, come on back, then I'm in on that too.
Right. I mean, we're relying on these 4-star kids to come in who are true freshmen. Xavier Weaver hasn't been on campus yet. I mean, I get that there's talent coming in, but, I mean, there's a spot for Montana, and I think we can stop pretending that there isn't a spot for Montana on this team.
Yeah.
Next tweet, Alyssa, is from Travis Hunter, your wide receiver 1, Buff Nation's wide receiver
11th
1.
wide receiver in the country or something.
Yep, according to Big Game Boomer.
Big Game Boomer.
He's going to be playing at a higher or heavier weight, I guess.
Yeah, this is interesting. And let's just play the clip.
Yeah.
Need to lift a little bit, get back to one. What I need to get to 190. I was 185, right? Mm-hmm. So get to 190. By the time it's time to go back to school, play at 195 and 190. I'm in there. I need to lift a little bit, get back to one. I need to get to 190. I was 185, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good, Alyssa.
I need to get to 190.
So at 185, wants to get to 190, wants to hit the season at 195. What does that mean, Ryan?
How tall is Travis? 6'1"?
I can get it official for you in just a second. I think you're right, though.
Dude, him at 195 is a specimen. We already know he's an athletic menace, but that's big for his frame.
6'1".
6'1", 195. That is wide receiver size. And that's what I take away from this conversation is like he wants to, bulk up a little bit to take some more hits.
Yeah.
I don't know honestly how to feel about it. It's actually mind-boggling to me that we're even talking about 195 with him. Like I didn't necessarily know that
It
that
really
was
is crazy.
possible for his frame.
Yeah, he entered or at least exited Jackson State around 165, 170. We talked about how a few weeks ago, or it was after the spring game when him and Shador were talking, he's looking bigger. And,
Way bigger.
Yeah, absolutely way bigger. He's been working. But 195, I mean, that's almost like ready to just go play in the NFL.
Well, right. And the only thing I worry about here, and it's not a worry because I know no one will know their body better than Travis himself, is like, do you lose anything by gaining weight?
Right.
And if he feels like the answer is no, like I feel just as fast, I feel just as, agile, I just feel stronger, sign me up, and he'll know. And the funny thing for him or the good thing for him is if he gets up to 195 and says, okay, this is a little bit too much, he could probably drop down to 185 in a week.
It's intriguing though, man. And for all the people who are hating on Travis Hunter for being stick thin, 165, watch out.
Well, just look at a clip of him from 4 months ago and now, and you'll say, okay, that guy's definitely not wire thin.
Right. And he's, 19? Almost 20? He's going to be he's able to put on weight pretty easily at this point in his life.
Absolutely. I mean, he is quite literally built different.
He really is.
Like, you can't compare him to average people in any way, shape, or form. And that's why I have full trust in whatever he feels right at. Because, he might just be so athletic, so explosive, so, built for it that he can be at 195 and still fly and change direction and do all of that stuff and just be stronger and tougher to guard and tougher to get off the press and all that stuff.
E-Love saying he looked like the best receiver out there in his last video. That his last video was about training at wide receiver again. I didn't watch it. I still need to catch up on some YouTube, but he's coming, man. Shout out to Shador's number 2, the tomato-based, rich, thick, sweet molasses-style barbecue sauce with tangy vinegar and fiery heat. Finishes with a subtle smoky note. It's great on everything, guys. Chicken. I mean, what?
Sorry, I have to interrupt you because
ahead.
I just looked something up and I was very curious and I had a thought. What do you think one Deion Sanders played at?
Oh, 195 maybe?
On Wikipedia, which, 6'1", 198.
Yep.
No coincidence.
No coincidence whatsoever. But Shador's number 2 goes great on everything. Wings, Cuban sandwiches.
Yes?
You can also get your own bottle of Shador's number 2 at plbse.com. Make sure you use the code ALLCITY, all caps, all one word, at checkout for 10% off your order, Shador's number 2. Then shout out to FOCO, the leading manufacturer of sports and merchandise, with a product line that includes apparel, accessories, toys, collectibles, novelty items. FOCO is great for gifts. The Nuggets are on a heater right now. They've got island-themed stuff for the Buffs. Maybe if you want to get out of rainy Colorado and find some sunshine, FOCO's got you covered.
Won't last long.
It won't. It will last a few days, though, actually.
Which is so rare.
I know, it is crazy.
So rare in Colorado.
But FOCO's got the best officially licensed gear for all sports and fandoms. They have your back for Colorado sport, or always has your back for Colorado sports. Get the best gear around by using the link in our description. For all non-presale items, use the promo code DNVR for 10% off. All right, Ryan, are you fired up, man?
I am.
You ready to get more fired
I'm ready
up?
to call out some bullshit.
Let's do it. So, David Ubin of The Athletic.
Which, like, let me just start here. Earmuffs, if there's any kids out there. How many fucking exposés are we going to write on transfers in Colorado?
I literally, last night, I was planning the show, and I was like, we haven't had a kind of a hit piece yet on Colorado this week. Sure enough, I wake up, and there it is.
I mean, we're just every single national college football writer is just going to write the same story with a slightly different angle.
Yep, I guess so. Well, we got the high school coaches angle now. The article's titled How Deion Sanders' Colorado Roster Redo is Landing with High School Coaches in Recruiting. So they talked to coaches in Texas, Florida, and Colorado. A really wide ranging and variety of opinions on what's going on or what's happened here. Let's start here. This is with McKinney High School coach Marcus Shavers. That's in Texas. He said Deion is going to be able to do things that most coaches are not able to do and get away with saying things that most coaches may not be able to say and survive because he's prime. His way of doing it is unique, but it's provoking change. They've done a good job of making Colorado a sought-after place.
Okay, so check that one in the good column.
Good column right there.
Texas. Good. Okay.
Now we go to the reaction in Colorado.
Wait, let's go to Florida first.
All right, let's go to Florida first. So this is still Texas and Florida, so this is still just outside. This is Reginald Samples, the coach at Texas powerhouse Duncanville, where Colin Simmons goes to school. He said he's not breaking any rules. He's improving his roster. He's improving his chances to win. He's doing it according to NCAA rules. Who am I to question?
Check in the good column from the state of Texas from a powerhouse. Okay.
From Marvin Frazier, who was promoted to head coach in January at Lakeland, Florida, coached Cormani McLean. He said, it'll go both ways. There will be a prospect or two who it rubs the wrong way, but there will be some guys who prefer that and want that upfront communication. He continued further down. There will be guys who will use it on the recruiting trail, talking about, I think, the Cormani McLean's recruitment and just kind of how weird that really kind of was.
Whatever.
But he says this is who Deion is. He stays true to himself, and he believes that this is his formula. He's proven he can attract kids. A Colorado offer is a big deal now to these kids. It was nothing last year. It's a big deal now. That goes to show how great a job he's done. He also said it's a matter of time before Sanders has the Buffaloes among the 10 best programs in the sport.
Florida, check in the good column.
He continued. He had some interesting quotes. He said, it's nothing against Colorado, but if Deion had gone to USF, it would have been a big deal. Kids would have wanted to go to USF. So until someone proves he can't get the job done or it's a fraud, it's going to be a hot topic. Somebody's going to have to get out there and prove it isn't real or it's a facade. But until then, Coach Sanders is doing a heck of a job. I'm proud of him and excited for him.
Okay. Obviously a little Florida bias there, which is understandable.
This is from, do we still want Texas and everyone else? All right. So this is from Lake Belton coach Brian Cope. He coaches 2 top 10 prospects in Texas. I don't see where it says what high school, but anyways, I think you're going to see this being the trend more. You'll have a group that's your developmental group, your high school kids, and your portal group, the mix of kids coming in. He continues, it won't be full NFL where each year is different, but that's where it's headed.
Okay. I guess that's in the good column. He just gets it.
Yep. This is from... Coach Fulton. I just want to see where he's from, but they kind of jump around here. Anyways, he said if he wins 5 games, he should be coach of the year in the NCAA from what he's inherited. People are excited about what he's doing, but some of those kids are pretty good players that have since entered the portal. I don't know how you rebuild the roster that quick. Maybe it can't be done in 1 year.
Well, it's been done in like less than 1 month.
Yeah. Who else do we got?
All right, let's go to the Colorado ones.
All right, Colorado. An interesting change in tone here. This is from Brett McGatlin, coach at Valor Christian in Littleton. He said, if I had my son and he was being recruited there, it would be hard to send him to CU because I don't want them to have that experience. To me, it would be a little scary, talking about how the kids were kicked out.
Maybe your kid should be a baller, and that won't happen.
It's one solution. This is from Mike Vrana, coach at Vista Ridge in Colorado Springs. Colorado has been down so long you knew something drastic had to happen, but I don't think anyone envisioned this would happen. We're going to wait and see. If it works, he'll be a genius. If it doesn't work, he's probably not going to be there long. Vrana he coached Jalen Sami.
Okay.
Who else said stuff? So this is from Jeff Fulton, coach at Fossil Ridge in Fort Collins. Gage Ginther was a guy who was a target at Colorado. That's where he went to school. He was coached by Coach Fulton. Ended up going to Tennessee. In this article, it's revealed that Ginther had a desire to play in the SEC, which is why he committed to Tennessee. Anyways, Coach Fulton said, if this is the way he's going to do business, what message does that send to future Buffaloes recruits out there? How does that play out with a kid who is a current sophomore in high school? Is he leery of going to Boulder now because he might be told, there's the door? If you win, nobody cares. The proof is in the pudding. But if I'm a dad of a recruit, I would worry about how my son would be treated. Deion's got a plan. But when you send your kid to college, you trust the coaching staff to take care of your most prized possession.
But do you want? Is there more, or can I go?
It's just stuff on the amount of Power 5 players in Colorado and how it's not really great. There were 16 last year.
So what we're saying, first of all, these Colorado coaches need to get over themselves. Like, honestly, if we're being completely honest here, there might be one or two players out of the state of Colorado every year who the Buffs, quote unquote, need. And I even put that in air quotes because they really don't need them.
Right.
Want, for sure. There's going to be a couple really good players coming out of Colorado every year. Would we love to see them suit up in black and gold? Yes, we would. Do they need them? No. But this whole idea of like, well, if it was my son, I might be a little worried about sending him there because what's going to happen? If he can't play, he can't play. And he's going to be given an honest description of why he's not playing and why he might be better off somewhere else. Do you just want your kid to be able to go to school and be coddled for 4 years and not play? Is that what the goal is here? Because it's not like they're just running everyone out of town who they like. They're just telling guys, hey, look, you're probably not going to play here.
Yep.
So it's probably best for you to go into the portal. Like, this isn't some 4-year daycare where you send your kid there and, they get coddled and taken care of and patted on the back and given fucking orange slices after every practice and Capri Suns. This is we're talking about football here.
Yeah.
If you can cut it, you're going to play and all that stuff is going to be great. And if you can't, you're going to be told, go somewhere else because you have a better chance of playing there. Like, what is hard to understand about this?
Darius is checking in.
What's up, Darius? He says same thing will happen to them in the league. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, it's a reality.
It's different in the league. You get sent home
Yes.
and you better hope you get a job.
Well, and they mentioned that in this article. Look at the guys who left Colorado, and it's literally like 7 players have committed to Power 5 schools. And one was Jordan Tyson. That was 2 days ago.
Out of what? 70?
So they have it at the very top here. They counted all the players that have left from last year's roster. 71 of Colorado's 84 scholarship players from last year are gone. 17 graduated. So
10% were Power 5 caliber players. Maybe. Power 5 caliber transfers. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. We'll see how much they play.
With the Colorado prospects, so I mentioned 16 Power 5 players have signed from the state of Colorado. The Buffs only got one. That was Hank Zelinskis. But I mean, this is a good year for Power 5 talent in Colorado. 16, that's the most since 2019 when they had 15. Totals going back to 2018, 10, 13, 12, 15, and 8.
Yep. And like I said, Blake Perch is probably the only one that I was like, damn, they should really go get this guy. Like, there's one or two guys every year that you can watch the tape and be like, oh, this guy would ball in Texas high school football. This guy would ball in Florida high school football. Mm-hmm. And, there's the way that Coach Prime is building this and his pipelines with Texas and Florida will be, I mean, exponentially more fruitful than Vista Ridge High School in Colorado Springs. Exponentially. So if these, Colorado coaches want to start clutching pearls over the fact that, their best player in the last 10 years who was a contributor on a 1-win team didn't get a golden ticket to come along for the ride, like, so be it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
I mean, this could all just be flipped on its head in, 8 months. The Buffs win 5 games. The trajectory of the program's looking up. I mean, who's going to care at that point about what happened in April?
Right. And in the end, what's really happening here is Colorado is becoming cool again in Colorado. Mm-hmm. I told the story, shortly after Coach Prime was hired, where I was like sitting down at Pete's Diner, and there's a table full of high school kids from East over there. They spent the whole time talking about the Buffs. Mm-hmm. They're like, dude, Coach Prime, you see Travis Hunter, Shador? Like, they were, and I was like, man, I have not seen this in maybe ever in my life, except for when it was me, because I never stopped talking about the Buffs when I was in high school, even when they sucked. But like, the kids, if they think it's cool to come to Colorado, are going to come, whether or not, their Karen-ass head coach doesn't want them to or not.
That's a good point. Did you get it all out?
I think so.
All right. Moving on. We've got a slight recruiting update. Unfortunately, more on the negative side here. 4-star edge Emmanuel Okoye narrowed his recruitment down to 3 schools. He attended the NFL Academy in England.
Yep.
Had the link with Kofi Taylor Barracks. CU's not in there. Texas Tech, USC, Tennessee.
All right. I saw Kofi quote tweet it. He was sad.
Yep. So we'll see. There's still time, but not a good sign. Kylan Fox.
Scoop from Darius in the comments. Shiloh will drop a commitment video soon,
Let's
actually.
go.
We were trying to get him to come on the show live, like the decision, and announces where he's going.
Yeah. Shiloh's illegal Pete's mentioned in the Well Off video, right at the very end, too.
Let's go.
It's literally right before the video cuts.
I've had illegal Pete's back-to-back days.
I aspire to be just like you. Kylan Fox.
Okay.
We felt pretty good about him at a certain point, but he is going to be visiting Florida State, and On3 filed a prediction that he will be a Seminole.
Well, Seminoles eventually grow up to be Buffaloes.
That's true. That's true. Never count out Coach Prime. On the good side, though, we've got 3 offers to talk about. Colorado's offered 2026 wide receiver Xavier Owens. He's out of Mission Hills, California at Bishop Alemany High School. Alemany? A-L-E-M-A-N-Y?
Alemany.
6'1", 150. No rankings or stars yet. Has also been offered by Michigan State, San Diego State. What?
Alyssa got called Allie again.
Oh. And Tennessee. Blaine Bradford has been offered a 2026 safety out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Ooh, another big comment from Darius.
Let's go, Darius.
Got the Reach the People seal of approval on Illegal Pete's.
Love it. What's your order, Darius?
Yeah, drop the order.
Blaine Bradford is a 6'1", 185-pound safety out of Catholic High School in Baton Rouge. No stars, no rankings. But Colorado's in there, Arkansas's in there, Florida State, LSU, Tennessee, Penn State, Texas A&M. You can see where that's trending. Colorado offers 2026 athlete Alan Blaylock, 5'11", 165, also out of Mission Hills, California at Bishop Alemany High School, 5'11", 165. No rankings, no stars. Yet. Colorado, Tennessee, Michigan State.
Darius going nachos.
Reverse nachos?
Got to go reverse nachos. Trust me on this.
Also, I'm going to be publishing the Prime Tracker 2.0 today.
Let's go. Any tidbits that you want to drop?
We're tracking offers now.
Oh, that's going to be thick.
It's very long.
Awesome.
It's very long. But stand by. That'll be published at some point today on the DNVR.com. And then final thing that we really have here, DraftKings, our favorite sports book, put out some team over-unders for college football.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
While I pull it up, I can tell you the Buffs are at 3.
Wow. You know, I've actually been decent. Yes, wait, really quick.
Tell 'em.
Reverse nachos. They'll know what you're talking about. The way that it works is it's kind of like a life hack because you get you can put whatever you want in it. So like for me, I'll go reverse nachos, rice, chicken, and then you get 2 scoops of queso in the bowl. Then you can put like salsa or whatever else you want on there. You could even put in beans like you would a burrito bowl, fajita veggies, whatever. And then you get your chips on the side. So now it's like just like ultimate chips and queso. You don't have to worry about the chips getting soggy. And, you know, you've basically got a burrito bowl with double scoop of queso for the same price.
I have no idea what the chat is going off about. What happened, Alyssa?
I think they were pausing because you were going to do the over-unders.
No, that can't be it.
I don't know. I don't remember what I
We
said.
must have said something. All right. Anyways.
But anyways, there you go, Darius. There's that's what you got to do. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we missed it. The time
We're
has
out of the
passed.
joke. We're out of the joke. Anyways, over under 3. You smashing that over?
Yeah, so I was going to say, I've actually done decent in my life betting on Colorado football because I've had good feelings when they were going to win and they were like plus 500 to do so. So you end up breaking even on the season when you hit the win, as long as you don't, bet on them to beat USC or something stupid.
Right.
In the past. This year, I feel like might be the year that I just become rich.
Hopefully.
Like I'm literally going to set aside a budget for the 21.5 against TCU, the 3-win total, and just like hammer those lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. There was a guy last year who turned out to be very right, who did a whole TikTok series. I don't know how he made a whole series out of this because he wasn't really doing much. He made a whole TikTok series about how he was betting $100 a day on TCU to beat Colorado or to cover against Colorado, and it started as like a 7.5 point spread, and then I think ended up at 17.5.
Right.
And he's just like, no matter what the line is, each day I'm putting $100 on it, and he won every single one of his bets, and he did it throughout the entire summer. So he made a lot of money. I might have to do that, reverse it on him this year.
It's karma. They told me what I said. When I was talking about the offers, I said it was real long.
Come on.
California.
You're lucky Neely wasn't here.
The Golden Bears. The lowly Golden Bears, who Colorado beat last year.
Yes.
Do you want to know where their win total set at?
Oh, my God. It's going to be something dumb.
4.5. How?
That's insane. We have to take advantage of this before they figure out what's happening.
I'm trying to find Stanford real quick because they were god awful last year, and they're also at 3 with plus 100 on the over.
This is insane. There is a chance. So 3 is a push, I guess, if it's sitting at 3. There's a chance that you could have this in the bag in the first 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And there actually have been a couple years where CU did that. There was a year where it was set at 4.5 and they started 5-0. Then they lost the rest of their games, but we're not talking about that part. This is a legit opportunity, a legit betting opportunity.
Yes, it is. Arizona and Arizona State both at 5. Arizona for the over is minus 120. Arizona State for the over 5 is plus 120.
I'm confused why the book would set it here. Because like to me, there's a lot of unknown, but I think they're taking on a lot of risk by letting this number come out so low. Like if I were them, I would almost not put out a number.
Right. People are going to just want to bet the over.
There's the 6th most bet on team to win the national championship.
Yeah. At plus 20,000?
25. You know what's funny is I looked it up. You know what TCU was at this time last year?
Plus 25,000.
plus 20,000.
Interesting.
And they were coming off a 5-win season the year before,
Yeah.
and they probably attacked the portal as aggressively as anyone not named USC. So,
And they didn't really have a quarterback coming into the season, too.
like I've always said, I don't think anyone is deluding themselves into believing Colorado's winning the national championship this year. That being said, I understand why there's a lot of people betting on it, just because it's like, okay, if you're picking a long shot to be the TCU of this year, who would it be? Also, by the way, TCU lost by 60 points in the national championship. But they got there, which was very impressive. You probably had a hell of a buyout opportunity if you had that ticket going into the final.
Oh, yeah. Did you see Brandon Staley, what he said about TCU after the draft?
Yes, dude.
Said that Quentin Johnson was the best player on the field against Georgia.
Why are you lying, bro? Everyone watched that game. It's not like you're talking about some low-level, like, Division II matchup where, like, oh, yeah, they opened the season against Tennessee, and this dude went for, like, 130 yards, and,
Right.
like, you can make this, like, silly claim. No, everyone watched that game.
1 reception for 3 yards.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
I hate Brandon Staley.
Oh, I love him. I hope he never leaves.
Well, okay, fair. He like had a couple good quotes his first season on the job about like analytics and shit. Yes. And then everyone was like, wow, this guy, he might be the next Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, Twitter fell in love with him instantly.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you guys can go ahead and pound that drum all you want.
TCU is set at 7.5. Who else do you want to know?
That's a big drop for them, by the way.
Yep. USC 9.5. Nebraska 6.
Interesting.
The over is minus 120. You can get plus money, plus 100 on the under.
By the way, if I was in charge of the sports book, I would have set Colorado probably at 6.
I think I probably would have gone 5.5, right at that bowl eligibility mark. I mean, I guess 6 doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It's like, either side of that wouldn't surprise anyone.
Right.
If Colorado wins 2 games, that is going to be a shock to most people.
Mm-hmm. Who else do you
It's
want?
not happening.
Who else
They
do
have
you
Colorado State.
I'm sure they do. Oh, they don't.
Tough.
Oregon is at
All right,
9.5 with plus 100 at over 9.5.
take the under on that.
Oregon State at
USC?
8. USC was at 9.5. UCLA is at 8.5 with plus 110 on the over.
I like the under there too.
Washington is 9 with plus 110 also on the over 9.
I think 9's the right number for them.
Washington State 6.5. Oh wait, we do have G5 lines. Colorado State 4.5.
But they had 1 last year also?
No, they won a few.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They went
3?
I don't know.
All I know is that air raid offense was trash.
1, 2, 3, 4 wins.
Oh wow, good for them.
They beat New Mexico State, Nevada, not Middle Tennessee. Maybe it's less 3.
Okay.
I don't know. Whatever I pulled up was not helping. Any other lines before we get to questions?
I don't think so. We're good.
Shout out to our friends over at Shady Rays. It's not a very Shady Rays day out here in Denver, but maybe it is wherever you are watching, because we know
Bless
people
you.
are watching all over the country, all over the world. Shady
Yes,
Rays,
sir.
the independent sunglasses company who offers a world-class product. Every pair is backed by their lost and broken replacement program. You can shop their entire collection online or at the Park Meadows Mall. Exclusively for our listeners, you can go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR. You can get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses so that you can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Say you bought your Shady Rays and you're protected from the sun, but another driver on the road did not buy their shady rays and they get blinded and they wreck your car, who do you call?
You need to sue, smash the 2.
Backus and Shanker, who have been helping Colorado families win for over 25 years. They've got more than 30 lawyers, over 100 people on staff. They've won over $1 billion for their clients. And you can speak to them for free. No fees to speak with them about your case, no fees while they work on your case, and no fees unless they win your case and win money for you. They help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault, car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks, and can even help if you're injured at work. Smash that Shador line, 222-2222, to find out if you have a case today for free. Backus and Shanker wins.
On the Nugget show, they said that was the Suns' offense because they just only shoot the mid-range 2.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm feeling good about tonight, though.
Dude, I feel I was really anxious going into the last 2 road games.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that way tonight. I think the boys are going to take care of business.
Yeah. Adam had a good point, too. It'd just be nice to get this one just to prove that you can kind of win these big games on the road, too.
Yeah,
at this point
for sure.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's like a statement. Like, we're for real. I mean, they are the favorites right now to win the NBA title.
Right. How many bets on that do you have?
Just one. No, I actually have 2. That's right.
I took one back in like November as well.
Yeah, so I took one before the season started, and then I hammered it before the playoffs started.
What'd you get it at? What's your best value? I'm only plus 800, I think.
What sticks out to me is plus 950. I'll double check though.
All right. What do you guys want to talk about? Alfredi, what's up? Jake and RK, who would you pick first on your football team? Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver, MLC, Jordan Tyson.
Don't need him.
Don't need him.
I would pick Jimmy Horn first.
Yes, for sure. That speed is on another level.
And I just feel like he's also a good route runner.
Yep.
So I have plus 900. That was the one I got right before the playoffs. The one that I got on October 18th was plus 1800.
Wow. Great job.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we'll get that Buchanan commit soon? I don't know.
Who's that?
The kid that visited for Purdue cornerback.
Oh, right.
I want to say his dad was Philip Buchanan, I think.
Oh.
His dad was an NFL player.
Okay,
We
sounds
figured
good.
that out. I don't know, man. Chris, I love that you guys are promoting Shador's barbecue sauce. Any update on when he will join the show? Maybe have to go to him, but that would be great.
We would go to the ends of the earth.
Yes.
Shador wants to be on the show.
Hopefully soon.
Yep.
Hey, Angela, what's up? A lot of coaches and media people ignore what Coach Prime does outside of football with players. Coach Prime had his coaches setting up LLCs to protect their money. He's a smart guy.
Ray Buchanan.
Ray Buchanan.
All of the media has no idea about Coach Prime. Like, for real. You know, there's a couple gems out there who have followed closely enough or maybe have a personal relationship to know what Coach Prime's really about. But so many people out there are just lazy and they don't know anything about him and they just think, oh, he's just this brash, self-centered guy, and they just have no clue. And it tells me they've never watched one video from Reach the People or Well Off or Neely or, you know, the pregame show. Like, all it takes is one to see him behind the scenes just being himself, and you're like, oh, wow, this guy is special.
Right. Well, it's not. It doesn't even go like that. I mean, you could go further back.
For sure.
This guy hasn't like done anything that warrants the amount of criticism he gets. It's literally just pure hate and people trying to like bring him down.
For sure. And someone said in the comments, like, people will hate even if they win a bowl game. 100%.
Exactly.
People will say, wow, Colorado thought they were going to win the national championship, and they only won 7 games.
Yep. I mean, they've been moving the goalposts since December with Coach Prime.
And with every win, the goalposts will move a little further back.
Yep. And then just wait till next offseason. Like,
Yep.
if he doesn't get the best player in the class, it's like, oh, he can't recruit, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
it's always something. Next question.
Let's get to 350 likes.
Smash that like button. Miko, did y'all see Neely's video today talking about Coach Prime holding on to scholarships for May 30th? and over 200 players coming for that day.
Wow.
I didn't see Neely's video today, but it's going to be. Do you want to go to the camp with me? I'm
Sure.
going to have to go.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love
Because
to.
this is going to be
I-
not your usual football camp.
you give me the opportunity to watch guys play football, I'll be in.
Let's do it.
The last camp I went to, it's a long, long time ago, was where the Buffs and I discovered Steven Montez because he was playing in El Paso, and no one had heard of him. And I got to this camp, dude, and I was like, this guy is ripping it, and he ended up being a Buff.
That's the thing.
One
about
of the
those-
better quarterbacks in the last 20 years. Not a high bar to clear, but
Right. But that's the thing about those camps, man, is it's not hard to find the standouts there.
well, and Neely talking about him saving scholarships. If there's going to be 200 players there, and you even 1% of them you want, there's 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 3%, we're talking about 6 guys.
Yep.
All it takes is a couple to stand out of 200
Yeah.
for it to be fruitful.
It's going to be fun. For Mario on MLC, would it set a bad precedent to let him come back that it's okay to test the portal? I don't think so, man. I think it's all case-by-case basis sometimes with these guys in the portal.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends on how Coach Prime feels about it, and I would understand either side of it. If he wants to tell guys, like, when you enter the portal, that is a final decision. I totally get it, because you don't want to be kind of in a position where everyone just feels like, oh, I can just enter the portal, see what the number is out there, come back, do whatever I want. Like, you want guys to show commitment. But at the same time, if Coach Prime has the approach of, well, if he wasn't from Colorado, if he didn't transfer out of Colorado and he was just in the portal, would we want him? If the answer is yes, then we want him back.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that too. Like, in the end, it's all about what is it? Are we talking long? Does he want to play the long game or does he want to play the short game? It's
Right.
totally up to him.
Next one from Kay. Which Pac-12 games besides USC are y'all looking forward to the most?
ASU.
Yes, ASU. Looking forward to Utah.
So I joined. I didn't join the stream. I tuned in to the ASU stream the other day after the Jordan Tyson.
Yeah.
Threat, and just wrote in the chat like, "Hey, we're wishing the best for Jordan. 11 games a year or whatever." And the two co-hosts were like, "Totri, why don't you tell RK what you think of his coach?" And he did not have the cojones.
He didn't
to
say it?
No.
Oh, no.
It was very watered down. He's like, great player, one of the best corners of all time.
Of course.
Just not sure if he's that good as a coach yet. I was like, that's soft.
We'll get Totri's true thoughts when we go down there and we
Yep.
confront him in person.
Yep. We have to make some sort of bet on the game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
loser has to come on the winner's post-game show and say something.
That would be amazing. We'll figure that out. Tons of time. Jay, what's up? What are some non-conference games y'all would like to see in the future?
Great question.
Awesome question.
So we definitely need to renew the Nebraska series.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you've got this year and next year. I would love to get that back on as soon as possible. I know they scheduled these things out like 10 years in advance,
know.
which is so dumb. Basketball teams do it the year of.
CU literally scheduled Iona like last week.
Why would we not do that in football too?
I don't know.
I'd be cool. So, like, I think that we've been too aggressive in our non-conference schedule recently. I would like to soften it up a little bit. So, like, I don't want to go just too many, like, oh, yeah, bring back Michigan. Like, that's a cool kind of old school rivalry,
Yeah.
which I'm in on. Notre Dame, another one that I think would be cool to renew,
Yeah,
like
Florida
back-to-back
State,
Orange
yeah.
Bowls against Notre Dame. Florida State would be an awesome one. Really getting anyone in Florida positive for this team,
Yep.
so long as Coach Prime is here, or really just anytime, but definitely when Coach Prime is here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd also just like to have like some low tier schools on there as well, and not Colorado schools.
Right.
I don't like that. First of all, number one rule: never again in the history of the program schedule Air Force.
Yeah.
I never want to see Air Force ever again. Ever. And it's not because I'm like, there's some powerhouse. It's because you have to dedicate like an hour a day for your entire training camp to defending one team, if you want to have any chance to defend that triple option, it's a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. And it's honestly just dumb to schedule them because you're just putting yourself in a position where you have to spend time on defending an offense that you would never otherwise think about for 1 second.
It's a good point. Someone said Mizzou. Mizzou is on the schedule well into the future, I believe.
I feel like Northwestern's on there too.
North Dakota State.
Okay, yep. I know that.
I can't remember who else. Florida's on there way down the line. K-State's down there.
What's crazy is I remember when they scheduled these 4 games against Nebraska, and I just remember thinking like, oh my God, that is so far away. And I can't believe we're already up to the second to last of those 4 games.
Are you talking like back in like 2011 when they left the pack or the Big 12?
Yeah, and then like maybe 2014 is when they were like, okay, we're going to play in 2018, 2019, and then 23, 24. And I was like, that'll never happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm lucky. I'll be lucky to be around.
Right. People are throwing out Jackson State. I don't think that would happen. Who are some other like Florida schools not like SEC caliber? Like would you want to
Florida
do
Atlantic?
FAU? Yeah.
Sure.
With Tom Herman there now?
Yeah. FIU.
Yep. I don't know.
Trying to think of just like cool schools that aren't great. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, me too.
Or just like cool cities to travel to if you did a home and home with them.
It'd be cool to kind of go, I guess, northeast.
Maybe. I guess early in the season
Yeah.
it won't be too bad. Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Establish footprints in other places of the
I would
country.
love to do anything in the South.
Yes.
So like give me like Georgia Southern or something like that could be really cool.
USF, UCF would be fun. Hawaii, someone says. Georgia Tech, that's a good one.
No Hawaii.
No.
Not if it's a home and home.
No.
Take Hawaii at home all day.
Oh, yeah.
But that's another one that's just like you're putting yourself in a bad situation having to travel all the way to the islands for a game. And so there's a clause that if you play Hawaii, you get an extra game at home.
Right.
That's like that's how bad that trip is.
Yeah.
They had to incentivize it to say, okay, you can get 7 home games or an extra home game if you play Hawaii on the road. And so you did it one year, and the game kicked off at 11 p.m. local time, first game of the season on the island, raucous crowd, and of course they lost.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, why would you put yourself in that situation? And the answer is for a couple bucks.
Right. Yep. Yeah, don't schedule Hawaii. Don't schedule Air Force. Just be smart with the scheduling.
Yep. Even like
SMU.
Northern Colorado. So like we did that a couple years ago. We beat them
Yeah.
like 28-7, or I think it's 35-7. I don't want Colorado schools because they have an extra chip on their shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, sure, we still beat their ass and we'll beat Colorado State too. But don't give them like, just play
Memphis.
some random school from nowhere. At
So-
least once.
I saw someone say Maryland. That would be a good one too, I think.
That could be cool. I've been to that stadium.
Have you?
It's really lame atmosphere.
Really?
Yeah. They like beat the shit out of Minnesota and it still was just lame.
Someone says Bama. Alfredi. Starting on the 15th, the players will be coming to see you. Will you update as they arrive? Yeah, we can try.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure we'll see a lot on
Yeah.
Well Off Reach the People, the pregame
Absolutely.
show.
John says, just join the pod. You got the pennant. Enjoy. Y'all do an awesome job. Thank you, John.
We got to find a place for it back here. As I told people before this show, I'm not touching any Nuggets pennants, not messing with any Nuggets juju for right now. So maybe after the Nuggets win the chip, then we can consider making some changes back there. For now, it looks beautiful on the front of the set.
Yep. It'll find a home soon.
Thank you, John.
What's up, Alpine Sports Garage? RK and Jake, hobbies outside of talking sports.
Go ahead. Few and far between for me.
Yeah, I mean, same here. I enjoy playing video games. I like music. That's about it, really.
Definitely
Football.
number one hobby for me is playing golf.
Golf too, yeah.
And I also enjoy playing Madden. I can't even say video games because I really only play one.
I don't even know if mine is video games anymore. I just hop on there just to talk to my friends and then just do work stuff the whole time.
Really? You're just like on live?
Well, in the Discord, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah. Man, I enjoy going to concerts for sure.
Yep. Same.
Traveling when it's possible. Don't get to do
Yes.
that much, but golf takes up most of my hobby budget, time and money wise.
Yep. Yep. Just going to the range is one of my favorite things too.
I'm also back on my bowling grind.
Yeah.
Ever since we got in the DNVR league,
Bolo.
I was trying to explain to my barber yesterday like how much I hate losing.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was just like, dude, we got in like this company bowling league. I told everyone that I was good, went out first time and just fell flat on my face. And like, I hated that so much that I went to the bowling alley by myself.
Oh my God.
To get my game back because I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't let that happen again. Then last time I went out, best score on the team. We got the dub. I was rolling it. And that I truly love anything that involves competition. As long as I am good enough at it to win.
Yep, I feel that. You have your own bowling ball too, don't you?
I got a bowling ball for Christmas in 6th grade. I've had it ever
Wow,
since.
same one.
Same one.
Is it a buff bowling ball?
No, it has like flames on it.
That's awesome.
I get shit for it, and I'm just like, hey,
I throw flames.
I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Oh man.
I do one thing that I used to do a lot that I don't is anymore, and I really miss it is just hooping. Like,
Yeah.
I have not played basketball in a minute, but I used to play it every single day, and I need to get back to it.
David says, RK, you and Roderick Ward should bowl. He got big into bowling while at Southern Utah.
What a fact.
That's amazing. I don't know how you found that.
Yeah, maybe we can get him to join the squad because most people at this company suck ass at bowling.
I haven't bowled in front of the company, so I abstain from any bowling.
Henry was
criticism.
like talking shit about how he's a good bowler and then didn't even sign up to be on the team. I'm like, you're immediately disqualified.
all talk, that
Yeah.
guy sometimes.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right. That was fun.
That was a good one. We hit an hour today too. We'll be back tomorrow. Prime Tracker will be out some point today. Let's go Buffs.
Sco Buffs.